Hey y'all, welcome back to the Supernova Kitchen. Today we are going to demo our whip and mix chef. Now, this thing is really cool because it makes really short time of whipping up things. Whether it's a cake mix or if you're making cream cheese icing, and I know that sounds really crazy because normally you get your KitchenAid or something like that that you're making your icing with, but this thing has a new technology to it and it is so cool because it's got gears. So right here you've got a number one, over here you've got the number two. And you start out in first gear no matter what you're doing because that's the easiest gear. Okay? And it's just those three little beaters, well, six really, but they just start beating everything. Okay? And then when it starts to thicken up, or like if you're doing cream cheese icing, you do that little bit on the one, and then you kick it over to the two, and you hear how quiet that is. That's the bigger gears kicking in. So listen again. That's the first set of gears. And then you kick it over. You can barely hear it. Okay? So I'm going to start it on one. And these do pop apart. So it's easy enough to get them clean. They come not attached. So when you get it, you've actually got to pop them on. And it's super easy. You just take this thing apart like this to clean it. Okay? Now I got to get it all back together where we can do this. There we go. All right. So this is your measuring cup. Looks like the mix and store pitcher, I know. But first of all, this one is, how big is this one? 5 cups. So the mix and store is 8 cups. We're only going to use 1 cup measurement right now because we're going to make made whipped cream. Why? Because I am actually going to post this for the first time on National Whipped Cream Day. How cool is that? So we need 1 cup of heavy cream. And the reason why I'm doing this is because my child has a spoiled, rotten dog who loves Cool Whip. She will go through the gas station, the coffee shop, and get what they call a pup cup. And for those of you who aren't familiar with that, it is pretty much just a cup full of Cool Whip for the dog, where the dog gets a treat when you get your treat. Now, 1 tablespoon of powdered sugar. And I am not big on using powdered sugar in anything but icing, just because I taste the cornstarch in it typically. But for this, you got to. And then 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And I don't measure that, I just pour. Why? Because I do. If y'all hung around the kitchen with me enough, you know that. All right, so we're in gear one. Now, you know how to put this on because these little teeth actually rest into the handle. And then this little flap right here covers anything from coming out the front. Okay. So you just nest this on there like so, and you start spinning. And it's not going to take it long at all. A little bit noisy right now. Okay. Now I'm going to kick it over to two. I'm going to pick it up where it's not quite as noisy. Whoop. That doesn't work when you can't hold it down, does it? There we go. Put your thumb there. And that ain't going to work. I'm going to have to put it down. Now, I've only been doing this a couple seconds, and it's not quite thick yet. So I'm going to kick it back over to one, and let's do this a little bit more. Yes, I know. Loud. Now, the thing you have to remember with whipping cream, because it is whole milk with all the fat, you can actually overbeat it. So you've got to keep an eye on it. See, it's starting to thicken already. So we're going to keep going. Let's see if I can do it this way. Nope. Got to be able to hold it. Sorry, guys. All right, let's see what we got. Oh, that is perfect. There is your stiff. Look, let's see if we can get it to where you guys can actually see it. Ah, boogers. It ain't gonna work. All right, hang on. I'm gonna scoop it out in just a second. It's still a grunt runny because I would not hold this up over my head right. There we ha. All right, so hang on, let me get a spoon. Should have grabbed the spoon to begin with, huh? And we have Cool Whip and it's not quite as sweet as like regular Cool Whip. So if you wanted to add a little bit more of the powdered sugar, you could. If you're one of those that likes it just a little bit sweeter. But for the purposes of giving it to the dog, I doubt I'm going to add anything else to it. I'm going to make up snack cups of Cool Whip, and he will have it later because the holidays are over. We don't have desserts around the house typically. But y'all, that's pretty good. And you saw it didn't take a minute and a half to sit there and whip that up in here. So imagine if you're mixing up a cake or you're really doing cream cheese icing. It needs to be at room temperature for the cream cheese itself. Then you add your powdered sugar and you just whip. There's no need for additional liquid other than your vanilla extract to give it that little bit of extra flavor. So keep that in mind. Remember the whip and mix chef and have fun making yours for National Cool Whip Day or Whipped Cream Day. There you go. So, everybody have a good one. We'll catch you later. See ya.